I'm Dorothy Buchanan Wilson, International President, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Welcome to Conversations. Today we have with us Soror Vanessa Calloway as a part of our inaugural series where we're talking to interesting personalities who are influencers both inside and outside of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority. Soror Vanessa, welcome as our inaugural guest.
Oh, Madam Ambassadors, thank you so much for having me. I think this is wonderful that we're doing this series. We're staying up with the times.
Thank you very much. And as you all know, for many, many years, we had a Heritage Series where we profile interesting personalities both inside and outside of Alpha Kappa Alpha. And now we're looking at doing conversations where we're bringing those interesting personalities to light in the digital age. So again, thank you for being here. And I'd like to go right into my first question, which is, with so much that you've accomplished from the stage to television to the big screen, starting with Dreamgirls on Broadway, and then moving from there to What's Love Got to Do with It, to Coming to America, to Hawthorne. With so much that you've accomplished, how do you keep it creative and what keeps you going?
Well, my love for what I do keeps me going. My love for my family, my love for God, for the universe, for the blessings that have been bestowed upon me, that's what keeps me going because, I always felt like God didn't bring me this far to drop me now, and the fact that I get to wake up every day and do what I love is such a blessing, and it's exciting for me. It's exciting when I go to a studio and I wake up and I have a new project, a lot of projects that I've created for myself. It's just exciting, and so I keep it together because I understand and I respect and I acknowledge the blessings that have been bestowed upon me.
You spoke of blessings, and one of the blessings that we both share is that we have daughters who are also members of this incredible organization, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority. Could you speak a little bit and share with our viewers, how do you feel having your daughters following your footsteps as a soror of Alpha Kappa Alpha?
From the moment they were born, I wanted them to be my sorors. I was very clear on that. So when they got of high school age and we were looking at colleges, and Spelman's a big thing in our home because their father's a Morehouse man, and I just knew that wherever they went, it had to have a chapter. And I never forget, they did the cotillion in senior high school for their grandparents. I never did the cotillion, but they primarily were doing it because that was something that their grandparents wanted. And when I tell you, and I don't want to cry now, but when I tell you how moving it was to take my 87-year-old mother-in-law, my husband's mother, down to Spelman's campus this past March and to pin the baby who is 19 going on 20, a sophomore at Spelman. We used her pen over 60 years old. And that's the same pen that we pinned my eldest daughter, Ashley, with about 4 or 5 years ago. And this time, her big sister pinned her, was actually the one to put the pen on her, with her grandmother's pen that is over 60 years old. And when I tell you, looking at my mother-in-law, just to see that she was alive, to see her only 2 granddaughters become members of our sorority, and mother had on her pink and green at the probate show, of course we had on our white at initiation. It was just such a beautiful moment that you can't explain and time can't ever take back.
That's very interesting, and I feel the same way because obviously I have one daughter, my only daughter, and it's very wonderful and refreshing to have her follow in my footsteps. And certainly legacy is a big part of who we are in this organization, and given that we've been around now for over 106 years, we want to make sure that we continue to perpetuate the organization, and our daughters will have an opportunity to do that.
And we get some young, fresh minds in, and they're both very, young and fresh, just like this whole series. You got to move forward, and we have to identify the very intelligent, beautiful sorors that are going to be able to take us into the next, keep us in this century and into the next.
One of the things that we like about you, and we've always been inspired when we see you on film and also on the stage, is the fact that you are a woman of great strength. And one of the things that we know about you is that you're a breast cancer survivor.
Yes.
And if you could just share with us just some of the challenges that you face and what keeps you going day in and day out.
Well, the main challenge was finding out that I had, breast cancer. Although I was lucky, I was stage 1, ductal carcinoma in situ. And although you still have to do something, yes, it was stage 0, But it's not like you can go, oh, I'm stage 0, I don't have to do anything. I still had to have a mastectomy and a reconstruction. So the hardest part was dealing with that, getting the information and then having to go through with the whole surgery. I did what you call a lap. I got a 2-for-1. They took the fat from my stomach and made a breast, so I got a tummy tuck to boot, I always say. I took lemons and made lemonade.
Right. Your strength and your courage is truly an inspiration to those of us who are members of the sorority, as well as to women around the country. What's next for Vanessa Bell Calloway?
A lot. I am really busy. I just completed my one-woman show at the Pasadena Playhouse, Letters from Zorro. I was brought back by popular demand. So I'm going to be taking that around the country. It's about the prolific letters of Zorro Neale Hurston, the writer. I have my own web series called In the Company of Friends that you can access through www.inthecompanyofriends.tv. You spell it out, inthecompanyofriends.tv. That is a web series where you are like a fly on the wall at my home, sitting right over there at my table with my husband and myself as we entertain some of our famous friends because I'm a cook. I love to cook. I'm a gourmet cook, and I love to decorate. And, of course, I recur on Shameless. So I'm busy, but that's part of who I am, and that's part of me as an actress, a woman, a mother, a wife, and a community activist. I keep myself busy. I don't sit around and wait for people to hand me something. I believe that we define our own destiny. We define who we are. And either you're going to get something or you're not, but that doesn't mean I have to sit home and wait. So I'm always very busy. I always have 3-4 things going on at a time.
But when you hear the term living fearlessly, what is it you think of, and what parting thoughts would you like to leave our viewers with?
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind about living fearlessly is to stand in the space that God has uniquely carved out for you. To take ownership. I think that that's something we really need to teach our young girls about ownership, good, bad, or indifferent. Things like that, it makes you fearless when you take ownership and you just soar. You just go out there and there's nothing that can stop you.
Well, you represent us well. I'm proud to call you Soror. We're excited to have you be a part of this web series. And all I can say to you is continue your outstanding work, and you will be hearing more from us as we move forward. And again, thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Soror. And congratulations, Madam Baslis.
Thank you.
You wear our colors well, and I'm so proud and happy for you. And if you should ever need me, please do not hesitate to call.
Thank you. I will.